Hello and welcome to another Game Nexus video. Today we're going to be doing something a little different than usual, and I'm going to be doing what's called a Let's Play of a game that I had played quite a bit over the past few months, which is a game called Way of the Samurai. Now the skin you actually see me using here is the one and only female skin. You actually have to earn this during the course of the game by playing through it several times, so it's not like it was an instant thing. Now, I do have to make a bit of a confession before we really get into this Let's Play. I had a really cool sword that I had, which had like plus 9999 life, and it also had like plus 50 attack and defense, but I was playing hard mode of this game, and I actually did lose the sword because I ended up getting killed. But I'm just going to start off with some basic swords here, and they're actually pretty cool. The cool part about this game is a lot of the swords have different moves and different attacks, which really do make them feel like very different weapons in general. Now, what I'm going to be completing here is what's called the ending number 1, which is the best ending in the game. There are 5 other endings, one which favors one family, and then one that favors the other family. Then there's 2 more endings that favor the people of the town. And then there's the final ending where you basically do everything I'm doing here, but at the end you basically tell the bad guy you're going to join him. And in this ending, this is one of the many scenes in the game where you are given a choice of what you actually want to do. Now, this is the third choice, which is just do nothing. The first choice would have been if I walked up to that guy carrying the girl and told him to stop and fought him. Then I could also walk up to the guy carrying the girl, fight him, and then say I wanted to actually join their group. But in this scenario, I'm actually just going to watch and not interact at all, since this is the good ending. Okay, now that they're all done with their fighting and everything, I'm going to just run by and not pay any mind to these people. And that's the cool part about this game. It's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure type thing, where every situation has multiple scenarios of what you can actually do. If you do one thing, it'll affect you one way, and another thing, it'll affect you another way. Now we're just going to go into the next area here. Not over... Well, actually, it's going to be over here in the railroad area. Yeah, let's first fight a guy, it'll be fun. Now, the sword you see me using here is actually the sword of the one guy from the... Oh, that guy's going to run away from me, of course. But the sword that I'm using here is the main sword of the main guy from the... I believe it's called the Koru family. I don't think that's exactly how you pronounce it, but when we get to them, I'll see the exact spelling of it and try to pronounce it properly for you. But first we're going to go to the other clan. Basically, in this ending, I will be more or less uniting both the family and the clan together to unite against their worst enemy, which, if you haven't guessed it already, is the government. Because, you know, the government always seems to be your worst enemy in a lot of these games like this. See, he's already mentioning it, but... Yeah, it was like Koru. I don't know if that's the exact way to pronounce it. That's one thing a lot of people are going to notice when you see this game. There actually isn't any voice acting. But you got to realize, this game is on 1 CD-ROM, and it was released back in 2002. So, back then, voice acting in a PlayStation 2 game really wasn't commonplace. And plus, this is the first of the series. And of course, basically what I'm doing here is I'm joining the clan. And their leader isn't there at the moment, so of course we have to come back later, which is this evening. That's another thing about this game. It takes place in 2 days. The 2 days, basically all the events will happen very similarly in the days, but depending on what you do, stuff changes. And here's a couple other guys from that clan who will be commenting on my character here. Now, one thing you'll notice right away is that everyone refers to my character as he, but my character's female. The reason they do that is all the other skins in the game are male, so they just defaultly call any character in this game he. But yeah, that's just how they do that in this game. So now what we're going to do is establish contact with the other family. So basically, it's more or less going to be like we're playing both sides of the coin. Which, when I first actually had done this ending for the first time, I was thinking to myself, oh, they're all going to be mad at me and be like, whose side are you on? They're going to like fight to see who gets me, but you'll see what happens toward the end of this playthrough. Now, that's another thing you got to keep in mind with this game. Since it's such a multifaceted, multi-path story, it's a little bit on the short side. Like, this playthrough I'm doing here takes a couple minutes more than an hour to play through, and I'm doing it kind of quickly here. If you were to actually just play this game for the first time, it might take you a little longer. Plus, the other thing I found myself doing the first time I played was I died a lot, honestly, because until you really get used to the combat in this game, you're not going to really be used to it. Now, I'm honestly not sure if meeting Dojima here really helps or hinders anything, but in the FAQ I used the first time I got this ending, it said visit Dojima right in this spot, and then go up to the mansion. But I'm not sure if that actually does anything to make you get the ending or not get the ending, so I just figured I'd do it just for good measure. And now we're gonna just come right up to the ending. Now, some of you people might notice that this game seems to be loading a little bit fast for a early PlayStation 2 game. And the reason that's doing that is because I'm actually playing this game off of my PlayStation 2's hard drive using the HD loader program. But of course, I do have the original disc, as you saw in my yeah, that's the guy whose sword I'm using right now, Master Tenchishin, or whatever it is. But as I was saying, I'm using the HD loader program to run this game, since honestly, PlayStation 2s seem to load the slowest when they're running a CD-ROM game. So I figured, if I'm going to be playing this game a lot, might as well run it off the hard drive, just to make stuff go a little bit faster, instead of having to wait all this load time. It just makes the load times a lot smoother. Okay, now here's the leader of the family, and his woman. Yeah, that's the only real voice you get in this game, is the kind of grunt. It's like, huh? Ah, yeah, like stuff like that. Or her laughing like that. And of course you can ask them various questions here. Now we have to show our fighting prowess against the guy here. Now in this battle you can actually do anywhere from, I think it's the lowest you can get in this battle is about 30 yen, and the highest you can get is like 70 something. I don't do too good here, since honestly this weapon actually isn't my best weapon, but it was actually the best weapon I had at the time of doing this recording. So this weapon here is a good weapon, but I just wasn't as used to it as I was with my other sword that I'd mentioned I'd lost in my attempt at playing hard mode. Which, of course, I will attempt again at some point. Now, the key thing to do in this game when you're fighting an enemy... Well, I've actually beat him here. The key thing to remember is when you're fighting an enemy is that you have to watch what he's doing and try not to get hit too much, or some of the enemies really can combo you and really kill you. That's another thing I want to mention here. While you'll see me get my very piddling amount of money here, I don't think I actually got much in this one. See, I only got 47 yen, which was an okay amount. That's another thing I definitely have to say about this game. I love the graphics. They just look so great in this game. Everything is very nice and smooth. And all the backgrounds really look authentic of the era of this, when this game took place. Now, this is another thing I wouldn't mind discussing in the next part, I'll let you know, but that's been part 1 of my Let's Play of this game, Way of the Samurai. I shall see you in the next part.